Yo! Welcome to episode 1 of Let's Turn Some of My OCs into Characters in Video Games That I Like. Episode 1. Yeah, I'll shorten the title eventually. Today's episode is going to be over Highguard, a video game that is brand new, came out just 2 weeks ago, I think, at this point, and I am just absolutely in love with it. I think it's such a good game. But yeah, this is one game that I wanted to use in this, and it was one where I have a lot of OCs. If you've been watching this channel or even just looking at my other pages and stuff where I talk about my writing and my art and stuff, I have a ton of characters in my book that's published right now, and I have a ton of characters in comics and everything else that have already been put up on YouTube, and I have a whole bunch of characters for my fighting game, which is, I posted the pixel art and everything for that. But today we're actually using one of the characters from my fighting game, and he has a story in the Into the Void Volume 1, which is my book that I published. And yeah, we're going to use him, and it's Captain Jezariah Buckle. This is the only one that I could think of that really, I don't know, I wanted to use someone that had the old school, kind of fantasy aesthetic, but I also wanted to make sure that it was someone who could actually show off all of their abilities and everything. So Elijah Gray was out because I couldn't figure out how to make the Mark of Destruction and everything fit with all of that stuff in this game and the way it works and everything. But Captain Jezariah Buckle actually has some really cool stuff, so let's talk about how he would work in this game. Every character in Highguard has a tactical, a passive, and an ultimate. So let's go ahead and just jump into what his tactical would be. His tactical is called Bag of Booty. You throw down a pack of riches which will open up and explode with random loot, including shields, helmets, saddles, consumables, amulets, weapons, and Vasper. These items instantly break and disappear if an opponent picks them up. I just thought that would be a really cool way to show that, he's a pirate, so he needs this bag of booty, And it's just a really quick care package to drop down. Sometimes it'll have stuff that's better than what you have, sometimes it'll have stuff that's equal to what you have. Doesn't really matter. Now, his passive is called Greedy Haul. You are guaranteed extra resources from all breakable items and have a small chance of finding rarer items when opening chests and loot drops. Yet again, he's a pirate. It was so easy to come up with his tactical and passive, and his ultimate, which I'm going to talk about in 1 second, was actually really easy and really fun to come up with because there's not really anything like this in this game yet, and that is an ultimate where you kind of just screw with the enemy team and make it harder for them to do certain things. So his ultimate is called Back at Sea. You create a large area covered in water. While in the area, enemies are slowed and enemy souls sink into the water upon death, effectively destroying them. Makes it extremely easy to kill them and much easier to destroy their souls afterwards because they instantly start to sink. There you go. This is actually a really good character setup for this game. I think Highguard would need a character like this at some point, one that just kind of gives you extra loot, make sure you get everything you need, and then has a little ultimate that affects the enemy in horrible ways and makes it harder for them to revive their teammates. Absolutely peak, if you ask me. But as always, I would love to hear what you guys think. Do you think this is a good character for Highguard? Do you think this is a good character at all? And also, if you're a fan of all the characters I make, or even the book, if you've read my book, please tell me what characters you would like to see and what video games you'd like them to be made into. This is episode 1 of... I have 5 set up already that I just need to write down what they do and everything for other games and everything, but I just genuinely am excited about this new series. I thought about it and I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. So yeah, tell me what you think, subscribe, all that type of stuff. We're really close to 500 subscribers, so please subscribe.